Hello and welcome to another video. A few days ago I made a lore video over the recently added Jimbo quest in Bear Star. In that video, there was one character who I didn't really talk about much, that being Fred. So today, I'm giving this character his own video which explains everything we know about him. We will be looking into the lore of Fred in Bear Star. Let's begin. So who exactly is Fred? Well, when the Jimbo quest was first added, a user by the name of Fred appeared in the Bear Company Discord server. This user announced to the entire server that they need a favor from you, the player. Fred had stated that he needed the player to delete some files on his computer as he couldn't himself due to being fired. He then posted an image of one of the medical stations in the Lab 56 map. Already based on Fred's message, we know quite a few things about Fred. For one, we know that at some point he was an employee for Lab 56. Additionally, he states how he was fired and kicked out quickly, which could imply he knew too much and was instantly removed. Also, if you look at his profile picture, you will notice that his face is completely darkened so you cannot see it. Despite this, Bacon, who was the director of the entire Jimbo quest, actually gave us the real identity of Fred. However, I will touch up on that a little later. Now, if you actually completed the Jimbo quest, or if you saw my lore video over it, you would know that this basically kickstarts the entire mission. The player goes into Lab 56, turns on a computer by inserting a disk, watches Jimbo do the whole thing, fights Jimbo and loses, then gets severely hurt as Jimbo basically explodes the computer in the process of getting into the real world. In the end, the player almost does what Fred asked them to, however one file, that being Jimbo, escapes. This might be the reason why Fred wanted the player to delete all of his files. He probably noticed that they started to become sentient and he wanted to get rid of them before they could cause any trouble. At the very end of the quest, Jimbo travels to the recycling bin where he finds the cursor as well as all of the Jimbos which the cursor took. In my Jimbo lore video, I stated how the cursor is you, the player. However, what I did not mention is that Bacon confirmed that all of the Jimbos in the recycling bin are canonically dead. This makes sense, as a recycling bin on a computer typically signifies the place where you delete files. Now, although the Jimbos becoming sentient was likely the reason why Fred wanted you to delete all of his files, why was he fired from Lab 56? My best guess to this is that the people in charge of Lab 56 noticed these strange sentient beings on Fred's computer, so they fired him so he would spread the news or anything. I think a company as big as Hypo Laboratories would want to keep something like this a secret. Anyways, that was basically all of the lore I could find for Fred. However, there is still one more thing which I haven't mentioned yet. Towards the beginning of this video, I stated how Bacon revealed Fred's full design. I haven't shown you that yet, so here it is. Essentially, Fred is an old survivor skin submission Bacon created sometime last year. The submission is called a fired, and the skin appears to be a worker who is actually on fire. Even its animations make it appear to be in a panicked state. Here, take a look at them. That about sums up all of the lore of Fred. To summarize, he was a Lab 56 employee who was likely fired due to having sentient files on his computer. He then sends you, the player, to delete them. However, one ends up escaping into the real world. Hopefully one day Fred becomes a playable skin, as the entire submission is already complete. Thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed.